Thank you for joining me and welcome to my channel. This is your weekly weekend reading, the next 72 hours. Sorry, this is my new air plant. Isn't it cool? I've never seen an air plant like this before, and she's really pretty. She's really pretty. So I hope that you guys like her. Air plants are fun because if you're bad with gardening and stuff, they will survive a lot longer. So yeah, this is her, and she's a pretty girl. So when you have, what is it, when you have a green air plant, it requires more light but less water. And when you have a white air plant with like little fuzzies on it, it requires more water and less light, something like that, one or the other. I'll tell you guys next time. I have to look it up. So today what we're going to do is a version of the reading that I did for you guys earlier this week as a pick a card. And it's basically the healing and manifestation reading. I wanted to see how it looks as all signs. If you're interested in the pick a card reading, then just go into the description and hit the link, and it's there for you to go check it out. And there's 4 different options, 2 for everybody, and 2 were filmed live for everybody, and now it's a members only option. So 3 and 4 are members only. So members, you guys can go check that out, and I hope that's cool. The other thing that I'm doing today, the reason I'm doing this reading now is I got up early, whatever, it's a nice day, and I love this phase of the moon because we're in kind of like the last stages of the full moon in Pisces. And when we have a full moon, the sun and the moon are opposite to each other. So when the sun is rising, the moon is setting, right? And so right now I'm looking at a blue sky. It's 7:43 a.m. here. And the moon is setting on the horizon because it's just after the full moon. And so I thought we could do a little like moon gazing reading together. And I hope that it brings, I feel like there's more to zhuzh out of this Pisces situation. So yeah, I hope you guys like it. And the other thing that I'm going to do today differently is I'm going to try the super chat. I've never done a super chat, but I turned it on today to see how it's going to work, how everything responds, and see how you guys like it. So that's all I have to say for today. We've got the moon right ahead of me, a bright blue sky, and I have cards today, so no reason for anybody to keep track. If somebody wants to do time caps, that's awesome. So same kind of reading as we did today this week with the pick a card, and now we're going to do it more as an all sign reading. So the first sign we have is Gemini. Hey Gemini, how are you guys doing? I found these cards so we can use them. Okay, so hi Gemini, let's have a look and see what's going on. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, Lenormand Day. Hey, we're going to do Lenormands. So let's take a look at what's going on for Gemini as an overall energy, get some idea of where things are going for them. So we have the clouds here, excuse me, and then we have the coffin below. So there's been an ending, and it was kind of some kind of a very dark ending, like your feelings, Gemini, sun, moon, and rising, got very, like, it was just a tough time with something, you know, when you have a hard conversation, when you have like a hard situation, but the heart is healing and things are improving. So, you know, when you have like a bad circumstance and you feel frazzled for a minute after, so something like that happened, maybe an ending happened, but now you're getting back to your good old self again, which is great. The incoming energy is that of the key. So there's going to be some kind of opportunity that comes into your life, an open door, and there's going to be a way forward. And there's going to be a good outcome in your current situations. there's going to be some kind of like positivity that comes from everything. So if you're feeling overwhelmed by things, it is going to get very much better, and it's not as bad as you think, or maybe it is. It's something serious. I can feel it. There's something serious that happened for you where you were just out for a day or two and your mind was boggled by what had happened, but that healing has happened. There's also the question, do you want to let that energy in again? So if something didn't end and you have a perpetual problem with someone, do you really want to have that happen again? So that's the question I would say some of you guys might want to ask yourselves. Activation key, let's take a look at your card. Immortality, when this attribute is activated, you will no longer feel the need to age, attract disease, or die. This is your divine blueprint. Oh man, okay, so the situation you're involved in has a deeper resonance than that of, the immediate moment. So like I said, look at the big picture here, I think it's saying, and there's going to be some positive outcomes that come to you through this, so bear that in mind. 3 points of healing with the Mary L Tarot. We have the Temperance card. So your desire to rush through a situation is being challenged here, and so you will see positive outcomes by going slowly, by considering options, taking your time with it. Don't pass judgment too quick. Things will turn around. Then we have the Ace of Swords. So some kind of communication, emphasis on communication, how you are communicating and what's important. I think that communication needs to happen for you guys at this time, okay? And then we have the Seven of Wands. And so we have sticking up for yourself with something. And that can mean not going back to a situation that had brought you into this state or in this condition in the first place. So maybe this is, for some of you guys, it is not going back. For some of you guys, it already happened by you speaking your truth to the person involved, by saying the hard thing, by letting that pink elephant out of the room, acknowledging it. That's a very scary thing. And you know that there's positive things coming your way. So be proud, be bold, continue doing what you're doing. Don't worry so much that you have gone astray or gone a wrong direction. Let's see your manifestation card. So these are the outcome of everything that's going on. We have 5. So we have the Knight of Hearts, so the Knight of Cups, and then we have the Tower, the Ego, and then we have the Ace of Hearts. So it feels like somebody has made an offer or an effort towards someone else. However, there was it blew up in their face. Maybe some of you guys asked somebody out and it didn't work out, or you wanted to get closer with someone and you were denied. But I think that out of all of this, a new love or new positive emergence of possibilities of love are coming into your life, Gemini. And then we have the Six of Trees, Moon and Taurus. So generosity, the situation, if you have had a breakup or a letdown in the recent past, that was fated, that was meant to be. That was to do with you asserting your rights and all of that and sticking up for yourself, the Seven of Wands. But there's something bigger coming from this. It's a learning lesson, a learning curve. 8 of Angels in the outcome. I think you'll get trapped in, there's a feeling of you'll get stuck in, not trapped, but you'll get stuck in feeling regret for the past and longing for the past as these new energies come in. So the challenge for you is going to be in some way to stay present, stay focused on the generosity of the present moment. Once the generosity comes in from a person or situation, you will probably go back invariably to a dynamic that wasn't forthcoming. So it's almost like this situation, narcissist, whatever, took from you and left you high and dry, right? Not feeling too great, whether it's a situation or a person. And this happens so much. Once you regain that strength from other sources, there's a desire to go back, but it's up to you to appreciate the healing and not go back and stay in the positive movement forward. So we'll see next week how that goes. This is a weekend reading. I was going to tell you guys, and I didn't put it into the message. This is the 72-hour reading, so, but you can watch it anytime, whenever you need it. Okay, so there we go. That is that. All right, so now let's move on to the next sign. We have Gemini over. Now we're going to do Taurus. Hi, Tauruses. How are you doing? Welcome to my channel. First of all, we're going to take a look at the direction your life is going, okay? So let's take a look at what's going on for you in the Taurus life. The first message is we have the mountain. This could mean a couple different things, because this could literally mean obstacles, but it could also actually mean some travel over some, like a lot farther distance than what you're used to or familiar with. I'll take the sun for you below the surface, Taurus. So a lot of happiness, looking forward to things. Maybe, yeah, it looks like some form of travel in sort of an environment in which you have to muster the strength to go where you're going. It's not just like get out in your car and drive for an hour. There's some kind of a bigger step that you need to take. You need to get on a plane, you need to get on a ferry or a train or something. There's a bigger step to this journey where you're going. And then we have the incoming energy, which is the dork. And then we have the upcoming, clover. So very lucky weekend for Taurus, it looks like. There will be a change of plans coming in, so have your heads up about that. And I feel like the ultimate outcome is going to be positive and very lucky. So keep your eyes open for luck this weekend, Taurus. Let's take a look at your activation card. This one looks good. We have preparation. Look, preparation for the unexpected. This attribute replaces luck in your life, enabling you to create everything you require at just the perfect time. Okay, so yeah, let's see where that goes. Okay, so preparation, but preparation for the unexpected. Things are taking a different turn in your life, and there's emerging of a lot of luck in your way. So let's take a look at 3 points of healing. Thank you guys for the super chat. Woohoo! My first super chat ever. That was fun. So anyway, I should probably not mention it. So we have the 10 of Pentacles. I'm touched though, Beth. Thank you so much. So we have the 10 of Pentacles, which means that I think that trust in the loyalty, Taurus, and the fidelity of your family and friends. I think that they're proving themselves to you to be loyal, and I think that it's like a nice feeling of like trust and loyalty. Here is the next message. We have the Empress. There's a strong connection here with family. There's a very, very strong connection with family, and also caring and nurturing by the Empress, the mother. Maybe some advice, listening to mother's advice, letting your guard down a little bit instead of, sticking up for yourself. This is more about loosening up. This is more about saying, okay, I don't have to be so, up in arms and worried about things. Maybe there are some good people around me. There is luck coming in. I can look forward to a exciting adventure. Then the next thing, the third point of healing, is the 7 of Swords. So also removing yourself from energies that are not helpful for you. If you are going somewhere, Taurus, there might be like obstacles along the way in your trip. It's about choosing your battles and choosing which path you're going to go down and which ones are just a waste of time, not worth your energy. Now let's take a look at the undercurrent, the manifesting energy that is going to be the product of all of this. So we have the ego. This happened already. Tower, tower, tower. Okay. And change maybe some aggression. Page of Trees. So there, in the past, this is being born out of a situation in which it was tumultuous. There was a lot of things going on, and you had broken free, and now you're going in a good direction. So congratulations for your emancipation. Look, 10 of Trees, that's the same card as this. So family, loyalty, trust, realigning yourselves with the strong people around you that mean well for you, that have good intentions. This is the core card of the manifesting energy. So you're really connecting with well-meaning people right now. 5 of Trees, okay? And that's the stress, you know. This is the stress of coming up against something and choosing to not go into it with that energy at all. And then we have divine order, the equilibrium. And so there's balance being brought into situations, Taurus. So I feel like a little bit of patience while enjoying your the direction you're going, while enjoying all the good things that are coming out of your new environment and new or reinstated relationships, like maybe nobody's gone or nobody's come back, but maybe there's like a resurgence in the loyalty and trust that you feel towards each other. So yeah, balance and a peaceful weekend for you guys, it looks like. So I hope you guys have fun, whatever you're doing. Remember, one of the last weekends of summer before we have to get down into fall and winter. I just have such a hard time with thinking about winter time, and I see the sunset happening every single day, earlier and earlier. It's such a drag. I wish I would live in California where it's kind of always at one time, but then we wouldn't get the late days, which are beautiful. When you have, like, in the summertime, you have days that last until 10 p.m. I wish every day would last until 10 p.m. and start at 5 in the morning. I don't like the night as much as I love the day. Okay, so, but anyway, I do love my moon in the morning light. Next, we have Leos. Meow, meow, you guys. Welcome. Welcome to my channel. Let's take a look at the energy coming in for Leos at this time. Okay, so we have the Anchor first. Okay, so you're reaching a certain destination that's very important for you. So you're about to, wherever things are going, you're becoming closer. Some of you guys are in a relationship, Leos. High five to you on that. Closening bonds, an establishment of trust and loyalty within a relationship, and those of you who are single, maybe with people that are important in your life. And then we have the Lilies. You're being treated more maturely. You're being treated with more respect, a more mature approach, and the emergence is a child. The child can mean a literal child for those of you who are getting married and settling down, but it can also mean an emergence of new possibilities because you've established some needs. You've met some needs with the people around you. Like, we've been talking about this with Leos, that there was a situation or a series of relationships or a period of time that really undermined your like the people closest to you, or a person closest to you, like a spouse or something, really undermined your bonding. You know, it really undermined your bonding. And so you felt for a minute like you were hung out to dry. That's ending. And so now you're, some of you have already established new relationships. Some of you are on your way to do that. And for others, it's establishing bonds with friends in order to kind of get that security going. So that getting rid of that toxic energy that stripped you of trust in a primary relationship is over. It's a really uncomfortable thing when somebody close to you is, you know, not giving as much as you are. It can really mess a person up. So we have stillness. From the stillness, truth originates. This activation returns you to the place of oneness, free from all the noisy interference. That's that person. Now you can hear the still, small voice. Okay. So it's like you don't have to fight so hard, Leo. That's what I've been getting for you guys for a while. You don't have to fight as hard as you've been fighting, and I don't mean literally fighting. I mean just you know, putting effort in, or just now things are coming naturally. And just like I was saying the other day with the crocuses, new things are emerging. Let's take a look at 3 points of healing for you guys this weekend. So one of the things is, it's saying like set a goal. The Knight of Discs, set a goal, set a destination that you're going. Mid to long-term goals are very prosperous right now. And then we have the Lovers card. So again, it's like I said, fundamental relationships had been undermined by a significant betrayal of trust. And it's almost like somebody, it's not necessarily like infidelity, but emotional abandonment or emotional, you know, manipulation. And those things, I just feel it very strongly for you, because for Leos, that's your most potent, one of your most potent emotions is giving a lot within relationships, especially primary ones, being always open and available to the people that matter. So it's kind of like, it's like a nightmare to experience the other thing, right? It's like a nightmare to experience somebody who isn't giving as much as you are, and can really, like I said, I've been feeling this from you guys, that it could have really messed you up. It could have made you like, because it's kind of like cognitive dissonance. It's like hard to come to terms with the fact that it's like a trauma, a little trauma for some of you guys. So again, people reestablishing themselves in your lives, bringing to you maybe new people, maybe the same people, but much more in that family, we're in it together feeling. And then 8 of Swords. So there's been a lot of feelings of, I don't know what to do about a situation. I don't know what to do is the main thing. Like, I don't know how to fix this. And so that became a fear, like helplessness, you know? And so now you are getting rid of the feelings of helplessness, and now you feel like you can affect change in your immediate environment. Somebody really ripped you off. That's what I feel, Leo. Somebody really ripped you off, and I'm sorry for that. Okay, so we have the 5 of Angels. So withdraw. And that's what I say. I mean, for some of you guys, it's been a long time, like several years, but for others, it's been not a long time. For others, it's been fairly recent, but there was some kind of it just made you want to like close the blinds and shut yourself in, right? And then you found your way through it. And for you guys, a big part was to do with like coming to terms with that thing that happened and being willing to carry on. So these things have already manifested in your life. And, you know, in this way, the 5 of Swords was actually something that had been helpful to you, because within it you recognized the fallacy of what was going on, what was wrong with that dynamic and situation. So yeah, it didn't feel comfortable, but it was in some way awareness that somebody was that way, right? You can't control other people's free will. You just have to come to terms with it. Here is the next message. You have the 2 of Hearts. So it's like you depersonalizing the unfortunate situation and being very present. This is the center card of being willing and able and available to form bonds. And look, there's maturity coming in for you, which is saying that the other situation was somehow immature or lacking, not evolved, or not having come to terms with itself. 8 of Swords. Again, so this is the same card. So now with your newfound skills, you will find problem-solving opportunities. They won't become like discouraging things. Now you'll get excited, like, I can work through this and there is an outcome that I want. I have the toolkit, I can do it. And then you have the 2 of Angels, in which you are going to make some choices about what you truly want. You're very close to your destination, Leo. And I feel like you are feeling more inclined to tackle a problem. That's what it's coming through as. More inclined and ready to tackle a problem of something to do with your life, and able to just keep it moving, keep it going in the right direction. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. And yeah, thank you for watching. I turned off chat, so oh, thank you guys for all the, oh my gosh, you guys spoiled me today. Hi guys. So thank you, Jessica. Hi honey. Connie, thank you. Halo, hi. Thank you guys so much. I turned off the chat, like I wasn't looking at it, so that it wouldn't distract the reading, because as you guys know, I have a hard time with, like, I want to just talk to everyone, right? So, okay, so I'm going to hide again and check in with you guys in a minute. I hope you guys are doing well. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to make the energy real. And thank you guys for the super chats. I don't know how I feel about them, but anyway, we're trying it today. So here is the next message. We have the Capricorn energy. So Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising. Hi Capricorn. Let's take a look at your sign. Oh, I was doing the pick a card thing, because with the pick a card I did this one first. First, let's take a look at the directions in your life. Let's see what's going on. Capricorn. So we have the moon. This is different than tarot. So a very fated event. You are going to be perceived as very beautiful, Capricorn, in the next 72 hours. And then we have the clover. So you stepped in some good luck. Very, very good luck. And I think it's probably taken you into a good direction. You're being perceived at your best. So whether it's your appearance or something that you're doing, people are catching you at doing your best. And so therefore, you're being perceived as like somehow special, because you're, you know, it's like the thing that you do best, people are perceiving. Somehow you have a chance to share that with them or participate with them using that, and that is celebrated. There's going to be some kind of a very important message that comes to you this weekend, and there is lilies. So in some way, you're taking account of who you are and what you have going on for yourself, and you're using that more efficiently than ever before. So if it's like your looks, or if it's like, if you're a great singer, then rather than just letting the world like take you where it's going, you're taking ownership over your skill, over your ability, your talent, the way you look, and you're using it like in an intelligent way. You're using it in an intelligent way to make a positive effect on the environment. So we have molding. You are being molded into the purest image of light with this activation. All your etheric bodies are integrated and aligned with your soul purpose. Okay, so there you go. Let's see. There you go. So it's really alignment time for you, Capricorn. As you know, the 3 giants are going direct in your sign over the starting next week. So one after the other, very similar to last year. And it's going to affect all of us, but you particularly. It's like all systems go. Okay, so 3 points of healing for Capricorns for this time period. We have 2 of Pentacles. So I think that there could have been a lot of like moving and going back on things. So there could have been a lot of stagnancy, even though a lot of effort was applied to things. You're working through that energy now. So if you feel like you've been, you know, moving forward only to be pushed back, that period in your life is coming to an end. Here is the next message. We have the Knight of Wands. Also, people around you that were wasting your time. People coming in and leaving. Just being too sporadic and too inconsistent. Again, that's not gonna, you're removing that, or that is leaving your life, okay? And we have the 6 of Wands next. And so there's a feeling of victory. I feel like, isn't that interesting? You're really clearing something here. You're clearing a static environment that wouldn't let you leave for whatever reason. It could be factors or energy or whatever. And then you also had people around you, not just one person, but you had several experiences of people being very flaky and in and out of your life, and that causing delays, which for a Capricorn, we know that's not no bueno, right? And so now you're moving forward and you're feeling the success in that. You're getting the opportunity to feel like things can progress and things can move forward and be better. So that's a wonderful thing. Now let's take a look at your manifestation line. So we have the Four of Stars, Four of Wands, advancement, and then we have the Home, Three of Hearts. There was a very important reunion that has happened for you recently. Maybe someone to do with your family, but there was and if it wasn't a reunion, a physical reunion, then it was an emotional reunion that had to happen. There had to have been a heart to heart. There had to have been an important conversation, Capricorn, between you and someone else. So if you've had delays in your life, and at that same time there was this profound reunion with someone else, that was really meant to happen. So that reconnection was really meant to happen. And Six of Hearts, a more gratitude now for the past. And when you feel good about your past, that's when the moon comes out, right? That's when you shine the most, because you have an unobstructed view of yourself. The past can really taint us. If you have like darkness in your past, it can feel like you're somehow broken, and you deal with that. You know, people deal with all sorts of different things for a long time, and it's like a big time waster. That's like a very Capricorn way of looking at it, but it's true. It's like when people hurt us in our past, the consequence of that is lost time. And that can be the real damage, you know, people picking up the pieces. So what I'm seeing here is a healing of anything like that, and more so a celebration of life in the past and feeling good about where you've come from and what's been going on, and also the people around you, which gives you a more energetic way to move forward. Okay, and then we have the new beginning. Oh wow, some real healing for Capricorn here. It's maturity, it's movement forward. You've been released from something with communication. And then we have the Seven of Angels. Again, moving away from things that are low energy. One thing that I wanted to say about the Knight of Wands that I kind of pulled back from, because I thought it would be like a tangent, but here it is that, you know, the Knight of Wands, flaky people, of course, people have their free will, and what they do is sometimes beyond our ability to control their choices and decisions. But there is a part of it in which we contribute, picking up the phone from somebody who flaked out on us, all sorts of different things, right? And so in this way, once again, you are being called upon to remove yourself from situations that you know are not going to be consistent for you. Okay, so that's kind of what's manifesting for you as a byproduct of everything else. All right, so Capricorn, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you guys have a nice weekend. Okay, now let's do the next sign. So we have Sag. Hey Sag, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's take a look at your signs. So let's take a look. Okay. So let's see first what's going. We're looking at the compass. This 4-card spread, I've never named it, but it very well could be called the compass spread. Okay, so let's see what's going on. So we have the mountain. Okay, so again, this showed up for Tauruses, right? So this can mean a couple different things. This can mean obstacles up ahead, but it can also mean like travel in your future, in your near future. And then you have the snake below. Ooh, cunning. Sagittarius. Okay. So there's a situation to which you're attached that is going to require from you a certain degree of effort to work your way through, right? And then we have the book, which is information coming in and secrets being told. So there's more clarity on an issue, but I do feel, Sagittarius, that at this time you feel like WTF is going on. I'm stuck in this. This is binding. I don't feel comfortable with this, and you're overwhelmed by the journey ahead to address it, right? And then we have the next message, we have tree. So in fact, this whole situation is helping you to ground yourself. In some way, this whole situation is contributing to you setting down your roots. So in the bigger scheme of things, you are setting down roots in, it feels like this situation took you out of meaning in your life, Sag. So it caused you to some way be transient within a situation. Be aware that it may not last forever, but in some way this whole situation is leading you into setting down these permanent roots. It just may not come to you in the way that you think, and there's a secret or information that's coming towards you that's going to help this situation out. Let's take a look at your activation card. We have honor. This attribute is your uprightness, and now you remember that you stand for incorporating it into your everything you do. So it's like a formative thing, right? Like it's forming you. It's like, what kind of a person are you going to be, right? You know, put action to words, that kind of thing. And it's going to be a better situation than you anticipate. I think I am picking up on the fact that you probably feel a sense of overwhelming about your current circumstances at this time, but I think that it's like put your money where your mouth is kind of thing. Okay, so here is 3 points of healing for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We have the King of Swords, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. So many of you, this is like, you know, air signs and fire signs are compatible. We know this, but the King of Swords in some way this really resonates because you are like the, you know, flower child, you know, like, let me go wherever I need to go, let me float. And this person is very restrictive. And so this person has a lot of rules, which tells me that you were in an environment that was restricting of your freedom for a long time ago. This could be your father or grandfather, that kind of thing. Maybe your mom too, I don't know. But there is someone who clamped down on you in the past, which led to a set of patterns in your life that were limiting, you know, and it was kind of like your shadow. You were always kind of haunted by those early experiences, and I feel like it's triggering this situation, and maybe you've tried different ways of resolving it, running away, you know, getting like combative with it, or all sorts of different things. And I think that what's healing is your relationship to that control narrative that was around you. Finding peace with it, not feeling so scared of it, and not reacting. Because the worst thing that you can do, you know, when people rebel and they do the opposite of what's being happening to them, like kids doing drugs because their parents are strict, that does damage to the kids. So you don't want to go the opposite direction, because that can be very damaging and dangerous. This is about finding a balanced approach in which you can still appreciate some form of structure and order in your life without it triggering those feelings of being stuck by somebody else's imposition of logic or reason, right? Like somebody was telling you what to do, and now you have to still sort of be open to, I don't know, like order and reason without it connecting to that bad behavior of somebody else. And then we have the Tower. What's healing? So yeah, there's these, what I'm picking up from Sag is that there's been some real like upheaval in your life, and you're living through your energies of like shattered moments, shattered life, like life being brought down into pieces. And that takes a long time to heal, like especially when the carpet's been swept up from underneath you, when you lost everything, lost a job, lost a partner, lost a home. Those feelings can last a long time. So that's what you're shedding. That's what you're releasing, is that trauma of complete loss of power and control in a situation. Because you just want to be free, man. You just want to be free to do yourself, but you have to do it with honor, right? You can't become the product of of destruction and suppression to others, because then you become the perpetrator, right? Hurt people hurt, so you got to approach it in a good way. And then you have the Page of Cups. So new hope is being brought to you, like a person or a situation. So you are being, the world is proving to you. I know exactly what I want to say. I just don't know how to say it. So the world is proving to you that new possibilities of hope and emotional healing are there for you. And that's the Page of Cups. So this means that there's like, you know, like maybe you believe on some level that you'll always be stuck and you will always live under the rules and regulations of someone who doesn't let you live, and nothing new comes in. There's going to be people or a person with very genuine feelings that comes towards you and brings you so much love and empowerment and healing that it's kind of proving you otherwise in the best possible way. So it's like the, you know, it's like the light and the darkness kind of thing showing up. Okay, so here is 5 cards for manifestation, the byproduct of everything that's going on. So we have, yeah, too much strength, you know, like teeter-totter, like you were overcompensating for the restriction. So, and that was damaging, and that was probably leading to towers in your life that were even more traumatizing. And so now, rather than reacting, you're responding, and this is going to temper down. Excuse me, this is going to temper down, right? So there was this like fight against the system mentality, but you sort of have moved on from it, and you've moved on from the feelings of feeling suppressed and controlled and manipulated and oppressed by somebody else's dogma. And then you have the 3 of Hearts, reunions. Maybe you think that a relationship won't come back into the picture, a friendship or romantic relationship. But with Page of Cups, I always get this good friend energy, whether it's your lover or it's a friend. It's just a good friend, like a dog, you know, like, and I'm not trying to like, you know, turn your friends into, call anybody a dog, but dogs have this very open-hearted way of loving, and this energy is that open-hearted way of loving. So at the core of this is a reunion, maybe a reunion with your own heart, with your own emotions about things, with joy for the adventures ahead. And maybe that's the grounding and the rooting, right? Like the honesty of approaching situations in an honest way. 2 of Stars, 2 of Wands, boldness, vision, perspective. And when that happens, holy Lord, you see everything ahead, you see more opportunities, you see just more blessings and just chance, right? And then we have the 9 of Trees, which is the 9 of Pentacles, Venus in Virgo. And so from that you gain a lot more strength. And I think that appreciation comes into you for what you have. You feel this greater appreciation for what you have. It's more, you have more to be thankful for than you realize, you know? And I don't mean that in a condescending way. It's a celebration. Like, you should be getting excited because you really realize how much you have, and it brings great joy into your heart. It's a really ugly thing when somebody's been very destructive towards you, or controlling, or, you know, affecting your life a certain way. So that can be a very long-standing problem, and I think you're releasing that. Mind you, this is supposed to be a 72-hour reading. I think I ended up being September, so maybe let's honor that for September. That's the energy, because this is getting like the energy here, you can tell it's bigger than just like a couple days. Like, you're not gonna release the past in like 72 hours. Maybe you will, but anything can happen under the Pisces full moon. And the moon that is setting right now is already in that, like, it's being overshadowed by the light, so it's now becoming very dim, but I can still see it on the horizon. Very beautiful, Sag. Okay, so next sign we have Aries. Hi, Aries. Let's take a look at what direction things are going. I'm going to check in with everybody live. And more presents. Hi, N. Hooker. Thank you so much. And Abstract Wellness. That's really nice of you. Thank you so much. This is really fun. And a new member. Hey girl, hey. Diana, hi, welcome back. Diana's been a member for a long time before. Okay, so back to the reading. It's such a distraction, that's why I never have it on. But thank you guys for doing that. That's really nice. Okay, so Aries, sun, moon, and rising. Let's take a look at where things are emerging. So we have the bear. So alliance with someone who has great power. Alliance with someone who has protection from, by someone who knows what they're doing. It's like you have your new job or whatever, and somebody who knows the lay of the land takes you under their wing. It's that kind of situation. You're moving towards the direction of being protected by someone, female. Then we have the house, possibly female, below the surface. A lot of emphasis at home, being at home around the house, something to do with the house. Maybe they're giving you advice about the house that you are in. Then we have the anchor coming in. So a situation with someone is coming to an end. So you've been on a trajectory with someone. That doesn't mean the end of a relationship, but the goal is almost met with somebody or a situation. Something's almost finished. But I think a person, it's like there was always outstanding things between you and this person, and now that's coming to an end. Then we have the lady on the emerging. Maybe that's you, Aries. I feel like incubation for you, like your house has been your cocoon, and you've been somehow nurturing yourself and taking care of yourself, and like a new aspect of yourself is emerging. That's what I feel. I feel like a lot of self-care has been going on, and also insight from wise people that have in some way given you, insight and inspiration. Let's take a look at your activation card. We have purity. All that is not love is now cleansed from your reality and your physicality. So like I said, cocooning, clearing, in some way healing, coming out as your best self. The lady, they always wear the hats and dresses, and women spend a whole lot of time on women who dress like, dress up. They spend a whole lot of time on that kind of thing. So that is that's the energy you've been under. That doesn't mean you have been going to spas and stuff, but in your own personal way, there's been a lot of self-care, and it's showing. You're looking better, you're feeling better, and you're getting healthful tips from somebody who's helping you along. Now let's see the next message. We have the Six of Cups, Sun in Scorpio. So what's healing is memories of the past. I feel as though there's a lost love that you never were able, that there was something that you really longed for, or someone that you really longed for, that you were never able to consummate the relationship or in some way be close. It never really happened. And there was this, like a longing for this blueprint of something that didn't happen. But we project into situations, especially situations we never get, right? When you have a situation that you really want, that you really wanted, that you never get, right? We often blow that up to be something more perfect. You don't see the flaws of it yet because it's not been given to you. So I think that in some way you're coming to terms and realizing that. In those types of situations, what I would say is it's a good idea to be thankful for them and be like, this is the kind of qualities I'm interested in, so use them, flip the script, and rather than be upset that you didn't get it, be more thankful that you have been inspired to realize what kind of values or characteristics are important to you. The next message is the Three of Discs. So making up lost time in work. So there's an improvement in work, in the way that you're working, in the efficiency of what you're doing, advice in work. You're being guided in a good direction, Aries. And then we have the Hierophant, which is Taurus, the teacher. Okay, so for some of you, this could be, birds are fighting outside. This could be difficulties from education. So some of you guys may have struggled in your education, or that caused setbacks for you in your life. And so, you know, school's not a perfect institution. It's very problematic. I have so much to say about that on Twitter. But I usually don't talk about it so much, but the schools as an institution have amazing qualities to them, but they've become sort of toxic, and especially in the last 50 years, they've become extremely problematic. And so there's going to be a reformation of higher education within the next 20 years for sure. And so many people are struggling with the consequences of being fed through the diploma mill, for example, like being pushed through, you know, to get their degree, earn their degree. But it's all like to fund graduate education, you know, stuff like that. So a lot of people go through education and then they become disillusioned from their experience. So I feel like there's a bit of learning from that and healing with it, and from that place you're learning to own your experiences more, like more entitlement for your feelings of the things you've earned, entitlement in the healthy way, like you've learned your lessons and now you can speak with authority to them. So you're healing some school trauma or something to do with, you know, being taken out. Like, yes, of course we have to respect authority, but sometimes the world teaches us not to respect the authority of ourselves. That's what the main core energy is here for you. So in some way, like, you're being reminded at this time to get back in touch with your authority and what it means for you in your life, okay? So 5 cards for Taurus here, or Aries, sorry. Taurus. So we have the 2 of Hearts, love, escaped love, you know, if summer love. So which of you Aries have had a summer fling? I bet this is it. It's like, darn, if I could only stay in Mexico, right? Okay. And then we have the 5 of Hearts. It didn't work out. I don't feel like it was a breakup for some of you maybe, but this is on the level of like, I see him over there. Who is this man? You know, I saw a man at the grocery store, you know, and there's not that many like nice looking men around. I saw a nice man at I've never like picked up a guy at the grocery store. I'm not like one of these people, which is a wonderful place to do so if you have the balls, but I don't. So I saw this like very, very handsome man, and I was like, oh man, I wish I could. It's that level of crush, you know. I paid for my stuff and I left. There was no communication, but there was lingering. There was lingering, I promise. Okay, so there is this feeling of like, if only, you know, like, if only I could touch you. Okay. So the core energy is the Suns, which is a celebration for what you have, and kind of like rocking yourself out of regret for things that never happened. They weren't meant for you if they didn't happen for whatever reason. The oncoming energy is the 3 of Stars, and so blessings coming into your life very quickly. I think there's like also a small alignment of the practical things in your life, which means you're working harder, you're getting grounded, you're getting your things finished, you have more self-confidence at this time, so therefore more things are coming in. Like you're turning on the light switch. That's all you need to do, is just turn on that freaking light switch. And then you have the Ace of Hearts. There you go, Aries, hooked you up. So yeah, you have new love emerging when you're feeling your best, when you're working well towards yourself. New love emerges, new possibilities, that really shines. So I wish you all the best in September. I hope this message helped. Okay. All right. So now let's rock and roll and move on to the next message. I'm so happy for Aries. I was like, oh. Love in the times of Aries. Okay. Love in the times of Rona. Do you guys know the book Love in the Times of Cholera? Yeah, I always think about that. Love in the times of Rona. Okay, so here is cholera is another very, very dangerous disease. Okay, so here we go. So we have Cancer. Hi, squishies. How are you guys doing? The squishiest of the squish fishies. But you're not a fish. Well, maybe some of you guys are, but okay, the squishiest of the squish. That's why you need that, you know, crab exterior, because you need to protect the squish. Okay, so let's take a look at your direction that's going on for you in your life. First message is the Lady. Okay, so again, people are looking good. Like I think this shift of the energetic, like astrological seasons, this, you know, Capricorn, Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn moving direct is like a nice effect on people. I think people are, despite what's going on, I think that you guys are looking nice. Okay, and then below the surface is the cross. So it's the, you know, because you have such significant feelings towards people and situations, like very profound feelings, there's like, you accumulate responsibilities more than other people because you linger in things until things are truly finished. Truly maternal energy, paternal energy, like really taking care of things until they're done. The home is born within your actions. It's not a place you go. It's not a building. It's your actions, Cancer. You are the home. You are the mother. I know it's not the house of the father, but it's the father energy as well. So, and that can be burdensome at some point because you have so many different responsibilities to answer to. So that's what's really important right now. And then people not, you be expecting someone or maybe a couple people not being what they're presenting as, or in some way dipping out on you, shortchanging you, just being less than like respectful of what you bring to the table. But I think, so Cancer's going to lay down the law. You're like, nope. You're going to lay down the law and you're going to make sure that there is accountability, you know. But I don't think it's going to be harmful. I just think you're going to kick the mice out because you respect yourself and you respect your efforts, and you don't see they're leaving. It's like you're gonna get rid of the mice. You're gonna get rid of the, you know, the leaky bucket. You're gonna seal it up. So you're not gonna waste your time, and it's out of self-respect. So I love that. I love seeing that. Okay, so here is your little pyramid. We have exaltation. Every aspect of your being is now being lifted up to its highest vibration. Now you are able to do the same for everyone else you contact. Okay? Every aspect of your being is now lifted up to its highest vibration. You are able, excuse me, a little music for you guys. You are able to do the same for everyone else you contact. So it's like you set the standard, right, Cancer? So it's like you're in charge. I'm the mommy. Yeah. Okay. So you're, and it comes, you know, when we're talking about Cancer, I don't think I can bring up like our general chart. Let's see what I have. Well, maybe let's see if this shows up for you guys. Yeah, a little bit. So let me show this for you guys here. So for Cancer, if this was your sign, Cancer, Capricorn is here in your 7th house, which is relationships, partnerships, and so forth, right? And so Capricorn is where Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn are, and they're extremely like, you've been going through it for a long time, especially with Pluto there, in some way losing power and control within interpersonal relationships, especially partnerships. And so therefore, what that does, especially Saturn being there right now, the second time through, as it's gone retrograde back into Capricorn and about to leave out into Aquarius again, is that the lesson's been learned. You're not going to give up on yourself. You're not going to give up ground to others. So therefore, the little pesky mice that come in, you know that that's a vermin. You know that is a pest, right? So you nip it in the bud because you're not going to sacrifice the gains that you've made and the direction you've made. Okay? Okay, so now let's take a look at your cards. So we have the Magician. This is 3 points of healing. So again, taking accountability. I think as I was picking it, I was really connected to this energy of this, like, you drawing the whip on situations and being the leader of what you want, the lady. It's like, a lady, the thing is like old decorum. Old decorum means old rules of how you talk to other people and so forth. The lady, it's all in how the lady conducts herself that sets the precedent of how she's communicated to. That was the idea, before the 20th century, which is problematic. I'm not saying it's great, but there is an aspect to it that is sort of true, where you carry yourself in a certain way. It kind of sends a message to people to not go there with you, right? So this is about you sort of asserting yourself in a subtle way. It's like psychology, for other, how setting the precedent of what is permissive of how people treat you. A lot of it has to do with psychology. A lot of it has to do with what you expect and what you're willing to put up with and how you're willing to engage, right? So communication about that. So there is the whips. You're not taking crap from anybody. Queen of Wands, next message, Sag, Leo, or Aries. So what's healing is probably embracing yourself more, feeling your power more, feeling more entitled to, like, being a little uppity about things, a little bit willing to send the mice home if they're wasting your time. And then we have the Page of Wands, what's emerging. What's healing. Possibly also immature behaviors are healing, like anybody who's been immature around you that has caused destabilization in your life. So it has plucked you out of your environment and has, in one way or another, created instability. When you rely on a worker to be there for the shift and they call you at 5 a.m. for a 6 a.m. shift. I worked at a coffee shop when I was younger, and it's like they call you at 5 a.m. for a 6 a.m. shift that they can't make it. It's that kind of energy that's sort of being left behind. Here is the next message. We have the Hermit, sort of solitude. When narcissists, this is like that Capricorn energy, not saying Capricorns are narcissists, but the Capricorn stellium right now, how it's affecting us. When there's a real control over us and we've been manipulated into leading our lives for other people's expectations or rules, that can be very isolating because you're not living for yourself, so therefore you're not connecting with people who are of the same quality, nature, and vibration as you are. So that is what is coming through, and resurgence of what I see. Actually, this is what it all is speaking to me as, is a resurgence of social connections by being you and by cutting the crap out and so eager to move forward towards relationships that you have control in, not control over. You don't want to become the despot, but in some way you have control in a situation. Queen of Hearts, and you're going to rule with kindness, right? Rule with an open heart. It's not about controlling anyone. Queen of Cups is the center. That's your card. So what's coming in is that you're creating an environment for yourself in which it's safe for you to be open-hearted, right? You're creating that home. Oh, that's so nice. And then you have the King of Angels, King of Swords, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, secondary transits in fire, Sag, Leo, or Aries. Somebody could be coming with this energy, a man. It was funny, I was reading the Sag reading, and I felt really strongly that they should stay away from an air sign, which is traditionally their good complementary sign for a fire sign. For you, conversely, I think you should be looking out for an air sign, like a good air sign, the peaceful warrior, coming in. And so somebody's coming in. There's a song by the singer called Jewel. It's from the 90s, and it was from a surfing CD that I love. And it's called the Peaceful Warrior or the Gentle Warrior. So I'll link it. After I'm done filming live, I'll link it in with the time caps. and you guys can fill in the time caps after it. So you Cancers, anybody, it's a beautiful song. It's not that well known. It was never a hit, and it's just such a gorgeous song. Maybe that will inspire you, because I feel like somebody with a really sincere intentions is really inspired by or drawn to you when you really open up. So that's really exciting, Cancer. I'm getting goosebumps. Look, I have goosebumps, you can tell. So literally, when I get goosebumps, it's a good sign. So somebody's being drawn towards you in your open heart, and it's a very nice energy. So you might be, it doesn't mean it's an air sign, but I'm getting that airy vibe. So cool. Okay, and then we have the Queen of Angels, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. Secondary transits in water, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. I think you're speaking to the air signs, Cancer. I think you're speaking to their hearts, and I think the air signs love to be inspired in the heart, but it has to make reasonable sense. And so whatever your clarity of emotional intelligence at this time, Cancer, is speaking to their intellect, and they're getting clarity in their intellect through their heart. So you are the interpreter of the emotions for them, and they're drawn to you for that because they're great at analyzing things, but they appreciate your strength of emotional discernment. So very, very beautiful. High five to that. Whatever's coming good. So more control, and a resiliency to give up control to despots, unfair rulers, those kinds of things, turning your back on that. So that's beautiful. Okay, so next message is we have Libra. Hey Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. By the way, if you're still watching, Cancer, that Queen of Swords, I thought that was a Libra, maybe, because Libra is ruled by Venus. So Libra is like the air sign. That's, Aquarius, actually Gemini is the only one that kind of doesn't have a connection to water, because we have Aqua Aries. So no matter how much we tell you guys that Aquarius is an air sign, there is that kind of, it's almost a Pisces, and Pisces is like the geyser, and Libra is ruled by Venus. So she has that, or he has that element of love in their astrological chart. But Libras, good morning. I hope you guys are doing well. Now let's take a look at the directions of how things are going. Let's take a look. So we have the stars. Ooh, fame and fortune is yours, Libra. The stars. I am a star. Okay, so there is this kind of a bright evolution, growth, expansion, inspiration, just brightness in your future. And then below the surface is a commitment to something. Doink. I didn't put on my rings, but there's like a doink moment. You're committing to something or someone, and that's laying the platform for very quick glow up, very quick escalation for things to be better, growth. And then we have what's coming in. Somebody's bringing you a present. There's more options coming in on a situation. So there's definitely more options coming in on a situation that are going to empower you to go forward in a positive way. And then we have the snake energy. And so I think that you need to, what this is saying to me is be shrewd and take account of the good things that are coming in, and be very discerning with how you use them. So don't be just blind. Be a little bit INTJ, be a little bit discerning and practice your thoughts about a situation. Practice your thoughts about a situation. Practice how you're going to maximize the use of the energy. This actually reminds me to last year and the year before. You've had a couple bumps in this time of year. This time of year is very special. It's kind of the crescendo of the season, year. If you mark the year by seasons, it's like the final blow right before, Scorpio. We're leading into that Scorpio season through Libra season, and right. And so your season is kind of like the last gleams of summer, and And where was I going with this? I was inspired. Oh, in the last couple years, you've had these kinds of like, it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And then something else happened that sort of ripped things apart, or it didn't happen like you thought. So I hope that this is your year to do that, to see it through. And it's looking like all stars ahead, all lights ahead. But I think that you need to be a bit snake-like, not in the shady, dark, feminine kind of way. This is more about being like shrewd and economical and intelligent in how you use your energy. Okay, so here is your DNA activation. You got a wand looking thing. Okay, so rejuvenation. We were never meant to age and die. Activate your ability to return to your divine blueprint of youth and vitality now. Boom. Youth and vitality. It's, you know, time is money. Time is energy. Time is your youth. It's very important, Libra. So take good care of it. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at your kind of 3 points of healing, okay? And I guess this is for September. This was supposed to be the 72-hour weekend fortunes for your sign, and then I did it was first thing in the morning, it was a whole bunch of things, but it's looking to me like a month-long reading, so word to the wise. So you have the Queen of Swords, so cutthroat. Stop like healing from being cutthroat, healing from feeling like you've experienced cutthroatness from somebody else, dismissiveness, the harsh decision making, the hard sign, the hard aspect of this card, right? And so in some way it's like I said, the snake isn't about being cutthroat. The snake here is about being efficient and wise and avoiding the need to be cutthroat. The only reason people become cutthroat is they find themselves in a situation or environment that forces their hand to do so, right? Most people, unless they're a psychopath, don't like jump into like being harsh with other people. It's not like a woohoo, ma'am, let me be a cow to you now. But this is about efficiency, and so many times you can avoid that frantic like chop everything down sort of energy by preparing yourself and using your energy wisely beforehand. So there doesn't have to be like a mean streak to things. It doesn't have to be like a hateful energy. King of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, long-term planning on goal setting is important at this time. So again, use your energy wisely, set your eye on the prize. I kept on wanting to say goal. Set your eye on the prize, Libra, and stay committed and clear. Don't clog yourself up with superfluous things that are going to make you busy, you know? Don't take on more than you need, and don't like junk things. Like there's junk food and there's also junk things. So be careful of junk things in your life. And then we have the King of Swords, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, secondary transits in fire, Sagittarius, or Aries. Again, this clamping down energy. You know, the air signs, I have an air moon, so there's no shade to you. And a moon resonates deeper in the sense of subconscious patterns that we fall into. Okay, so your moon is kind of like when you're not like managing who you are, right? And projecting what you want. Your moon is your baseline, right? So as an air sign baseline, Aquarian, which is much harsher than your energy in that capacity, we have a way of, air signs have a way of, what was I trying to say? I just took a major tangent and lost myself. Oops. So it's about, I know what I want to say in general, but what I was saying was really astute. Like I was really happy with that idea, and I felt like that idea was really relevant. As air signs, we have strong abilities to rationalize and make sense of things through intelligence, and we can really grip down on things, and that can be a limiting factor in and of itself. There's other faculties that we can draw on to experience a richer experience in life. It doesn't all have to be like a game of chess. It doesn't all have to be so strategic and so intellectually driven. And I'm feeling the need through my moon also to step back from that a little bit, because I get so cerebral that it's like, you know, it's a good way of approaching things. I like the reason, but also you want to embrace other faculties within yourself for depth and breadth. And when you do things a different way, you get different outcomes. So it's kind of like a bit of an experiment, a little bit of a scientist here going on. Break the mold, break the narrative, right? Okay, so here is 5 cards for Libra in the kind of bottom outcome thing. So 8 of Stars, 8 of Wands. There was significant encouragement to where you were going, Libra, in the recent past. You had environmental factors that encouraged you, that said, go for it, go do it. Big pat on the back, which is great. That's, you know, that's your inspiration. So that points happened. 7 of Trees, 7 of Pentacles, and there's saving money is very, very important. Save your money, look to the future, be careful. Don't waste your stuff. Also, don't waste your ideas, right? Like, don't be so messy with your ideas. Don't be so sloppy, you know? Like, and I found this too on my channel, that sometimes I've just blurted things out rather than like honing them in, and you know, people just pick them up along the way and make like a tragedy of them. Like they really, it just happens, right? And I don't think people do it like with ideas. It's a little bit different than like pick a card and all signs. With ideas, they're free flowing information, right? So if I say something and inform someone, I don't have control over that. So there's this a little bit of like conservative way of approaching your ideas, because you don't know what you're putting out. And the thing is that sometimes if you haven't researched it, if you haven't learned about it on a fundamental level, it's sloppy, and therefore you miss out, because somebody else is going to come around, research it, and blow you out of the water. So it's like you may be feeling validated by, you know, this isn't a conversation in a coffee shop, in other words. Some conversations that we're having are in environments that will in some way be predacious to those things, and your strength and your skill is your intelligence, and so therefore have respect for it in the way that you deliver it. You know, I bite my tongue a lot now these days, because it's just, you know, there's no way. That's the best way to protect yourself, you know, and then be selective how you deliver the content and the information. It doesn't have to be on YouTube. I'm speaking through my context, but in your own life, you know, be careful where you kind of, your ideas are magic. They're stars, Libra. They're beautiful stars, and it's nice of you to share them with people around you, but I think it's also draining, and you need to save your ideas and use them wisely, you know, carefully and strategically. The Empress, that doesn't mean that you'll never tell anybody. I tell you guys stuff all the time. It's just being aware of the difference of the personal boundary. Like, you need to stick up for your mind, so you don't get that need to be cutthroat, you know, so you don't need that need to be, you know, that's me stabbing the table, you know. So you have the Empress at the center, maternal energy, stepping into your power, taking control over things, controlling exactly where the narrative is going for your personal life, and in a nurturing way. Like I said in the beginning, that overflowed from the Cancer reading was that you're ruled by Venus. This is Venus, right? So it's about, because you can go there, you can go the Queen of Swords route and have to like fight and stand up for yourself and whatever, but that's a huge amount of energy, it's a huge amount of liability, and so it's better to kind of, what this is saying is get away from that, do as much as possible to like get yourself away from the need to have to be that way. You've learned your lesson last year and the year before, so now this is your preparatory time. You know, it's not all on you. The reason it happens is not all your fault. I'm not victim blaming here at all, but there is a certain degree of agency that we have and control over ourselves. So you can make the situation better just by following that kind of thing. Six of Angels is also moving on, you know, moving forward, being released from the past. It just feels like, Libras, you guys have been fighting really, really hard. Fighting really hard and like up against a lot, and like, you know, just I really feel it for you. And I've been doing your readings, especially in the last 2 years. 2 years ago, I remember it came up and I just felt so much sympathy, because I was like, you guys finally made it. You finally did it. And then like something knocked you back. And then last year, something knocked you back. And this year, I just hope that you reach the stars. I really hope that. And if you do it, if you manage it well now, then I think you can. I don't see an obstacle here. I see the obstacles being released. The 3 cards of what's healing being released, right? Set your goals, use your time wisely, and plan. Ace of Angels, perfect. Ace of Swords. So this is like a victory. For me, that's an omen of victory, because it's the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Intellect, right? Wisdom and approaching things in a novel way. So I hate saying novel right now because it's the novel Rona, but yeah. So, but definitely approaching things in a new way. So I wish you guys the best with that. I really hope you guys make it, Libra. I really hope you guys figure out your path. Okay. Break the narrative. Okay. So next sign, we have Aquarius. Hey, my little weirdos. I was just talking about you guys to Libras, and I said that you're more badass. So I hope you guys are doing well. While you guys wait, because you guys are cool with waiting, I'm sure, I'm going to see how you guys are doing. And thank you guys to all my super chats. And I'm just looking to see the new subscribers. Thanks, everyone. Okay, so I'm going back to the reading. Aquarius gang. Hello. How are you guys doing? Okay, so Aquarians. Did you guys have a good reset right before the full moon in Pisces? I did. It was really, really good. And I saw it, I felt it coming. I was like, oh, there's that Aquarian moon coming, because I have an Aquarian moon. But even if you have an Aquarian sun, when the moon hits Aquarius right now, and especially while those big guys are in Capricorn, whenever the moon hits Aquarius, whatever gunk built up, it just gets like addressed, and you get your answers. So I hope you're looking for those answers. I'll make it a point to point out to you the next time the moon is in Aquarius, so that you guys can look out for that and see it happen in your life. Okay, so hopefully you guys feel like more decompressed, less stressed out. I met somebody who had the inverse of my sun-moon combination. So they had a Virgo moon and an Aquarius sun exactly conjunct my sun and moon. And the thing about that is on my internal level, I realized something this week. That's why I'm telling you guys. Maybe it'll help. I realized that I'm always not unsettled, but I'm always going somewhere on that internal front. I'm never like consistent, and so you guys know that. But on the outside, my life is very, very consistent and very stable, and not always has been, but it's almost like sometimes I experience it as restlessness, but I wouldn't call it that. Restlessness is like the negative aspect of that. The healthful way is that I'm constantly engaged on a personal level with something else. This person was opposite. Their Virgo moon, they were so consistent and the same thing over and over again, but the outside world kept changing and going and going and going. And so I just realized just how profound that is. And so Aquarians, maybe you can look where your Aquarian transit is and realize where that thing is going. Like, where are you going, you know? Where are you kind of, yeah, where are you going? Okay, so now let's take a look at your directions. So we have the Child first, So something new, embracing something new. Something new is being born, something exciting. Below the surface, we have the coffin. So putting an end to the past, embracing the future, embracing what's new. What's coming into your environment is the clouds. So there's going to be a situation that improves your current dynamics. There's going to be something that brings in more empowerment for you and less congestion. There's going to be less things in your way. And definitely done with the past, definitely done with something in the past. A new door is opening. You're going to get the Fool. I hope you get the Fool today in the cards, because this to me looks like real closure and a new beginning. Okay, so that's really nice for Aquarius. And I think that over the last several months, you've been making it happen because your intuition knows that a new beginning's coming. So you've been sort of manifesting it or creating it in your own life, but it wasn't like it. That wasn't it, sis. And now you are actually you're going into the energy that you perceived and you were anticipating all this time, and sort of trying to make happen, because it's always good to try, but it wasn't it. And now the energy is here. So that thing that you've been sensing, that thing that's made you like, go, 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 now it's happening and you will go, go, go. So I hope that that's good. Prophecy. Okay, see, I'm your prophet. You have access to the Akasha. Hence, all prophecy is right before you. Use great discretion in what you project so that you do not violate the free will of another. So maybe you're your own prophet. Here I am introducing myself into your life. Like, I am your prophet. I am your oracle. Well, you're your own prophet and oracle as well, you know? So that's a thing. All right. Okay, so now let's take a look at 3 points of healing for Aquarius. I already feel like I gave you the reading. Let's just move on to, I'm just kidding, to the next sign. I just feel like that's the answer. Like, I feel like we already have it here, but that's okay. Let's see what's healing. So we have the 10 of Cups. This is such a like a grim but beautiful 10 of Cups. I gotta reread the meaning of it. It's like a skeleton mother nursing its dead child, but it's in the afterlife. So hey girl, hey, why not do it up? Okay, so a point of healing, maybe relationships, because the mother energy came through really strong. The nurturing, like healing the dynamics of what was missing in love, in family, primary family relationships, just a real like healing the disappointments, you know, of what didn't work out or how it didn't work out or whatnot. Then we have the 3 of Cups. You will be proven you will have a reunion with someone that will heal some things. As an Aquarian moon, I hate reunions. Don't leave me alone. If I'm done with you, I'm done with you, you know? But I think that this is one that's welcome. So it could be very well with your parent that you have a reunion, or both parents, somebody in your family, a very endearing and warm, heart-lifting energy. And then we have the 7 of Cups. So you're putting a lot on your plate. And so I think that through this time, the point of healing will be to prioritize, pick your top 3 things and go with that kind of energy. Let's see what's manifesting for Aquarius. So in short, heart healing and rebuilding of trust with people from a heart-centered place, emotional place. And then there's this kind of figuring out the real from the fake, you know, figuring out the real from the fake. Okay, so then we have the Queen of Trees, a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, the nurturer. Again, mother energy. She may not be a water sign or an earth sign, but it's getting connected with being cared for, getting connected with having someone care for you, love you. Here is the next message, the Queen of Angels, the visionary, because that empowered you to be independent and strong, right? That nurturing loving environment empowered you to open doors for yourself. So you're getting a second chance at that, or third or fourth, whatever. But you're getting tapped into that acceptance energy, the approval energy, the energy that inspires you to move ahead. And then we have the Four of Angels at the center. Rest your brain. You know, a lot of stuff, like a lot of gunky Seven of Cups stuff, when our brain is kind of inundated with things that are obscuring the reality of things, like when things are hazy, a lot of that can be healed with a good night's sleep. And I don't mean to be simpleton about that, but it really does help. So slow down and relax and breathe a little bit. The upcoming energy, this is manifesting, Six of Trees. So that generosity that was imprinted in you when you were a child is now being mirrored by the world, by people who you will meet, who will bring generosity into your life. So there's people bringing in generosity, the same way as your mother did. And if you didn't have a generous mother, there was another maternal female figure, that maybe it was a teacher in your elementary school that really exuded love and understanding and compassion. And that's being mirrored in your life right now. You've been taught of what value is, right? And you're going to experience that from the outside world now. Two of Angels. And you'll have some decisions to make about where to apply your vision, you know? It's such a gift when life bestows upon us love and understanding, and it's a fleeting thing because life is fleeting, right? People are fleeting in our lives. And so you've been imagine like just receiving a giant goblet of emotional drink and you can drink it, but it will run out sooner or later. So you have big ideas, you have big opportunities opening up for you, Aquarius. It's time for you to decide which one you want. Okay? Cool. I like this. I'm getting prolific here, you guys. I forgot to mention in the intro, and I'm so sorry. At the end, I'm doing one general one for everyone. So if you want to stick around and you're watching live, it's a way for me to thank all the people who are watching live. And if you just want a little bit of a bonus, then there you go. Okay? So now 2 more signs. 3. Okay. I thought I was going fast, but okay, so let's get weird. I'm going to get weird, Pisces. Let's see. Diving deep. I could feel you coming. Okay, so here we go. Pisces. What's going on for Pisces? September. I know maybe in the intro I said 72 hours, but it's really for September. And these readings are coming out big, so whatever. So we have Coffin. So time to pull the plug. That's been something that's been coming up for Pisces a little bit. And it comes from maturity. So you can be like, you already know what the right thing to do in a situation is. It has also to do with like foundations and roots and, you know, but I feel like there's now, like, if you know about it, then it's up to you to do something about it, you know, and it's the maturity of not passing the buck off on that. Like, you have to take accountability for what you know and put an end to something. And it's been quite a journey. It's been quite a lot of energy pulling at your heartstrings. Something has been heavy on you, hard to deal with, intense. The upcoming energy is Pisces clearing the way. You're the first sign that got this, and I have only 2 more to do. So you have this, there's this, like, just taking the scythe out and just rocking and rolling. It's time to pull the plug on something. It's time to release yourself. You're mature enough. Your maturity it's your time. And even if you're like 50, 60, 70, I don't care. You're still more mature than you were before. It's like you're in charge of like the reason. Here we go for Veroosh. Okay, let's do this. Except it's upside down, but that's okay. So we have synchronicity. Everything and everyone has a purpose in our lives. This activation opens you to realization of this. So this person that's been in your way that we've been talking about, I'll leave it upside down for Veroosh. But this person that has been in your way, it's time for you to cut that off, cut that attachment off. Excuse me. I got excited because it really makes sense. When I get excited when it really, like, in a reading like this, because we have like 5 minutes, 10 minutes with each sign. And so it's hard to, like, we're not like, when I'm doing downloads and stuff on my own, I just sit there and or when you're doing it, right? Like, we just sit there and you can think about it and you can process it and you can kind of like squish in it and zhuzh in it and be like really absorb what's going on. In this kind of reading, it has to be very fast, right? It's on the spot. So it's good, and I still provide, I hope, an in-depth reading. I think I probably go overboard with that, but the point is that it's still like in that immediate moment, right? Which is cool in its own way, but there's the profound thing. Here I got weird, yeah? The profound thing is that I really feel from the last few readings for a while now that there was a relationship that you were realizing was not as forthcoming to you as you needed it to be, as it was fair for you to receive from somebody else. And this is exciting because I feel a lot of you guys are going to take that next step and cut out the bullshit. Okay? So 3 points of healing, and that comes from maturity. So we have the Hierophant, okay? So this is again tying into the lilies for me, in which you're going to lay down the law on something. And I think that it's up to you to sort of do that. You've learned through experience what means what's going on. So respond to it now. And then we have the Six of Wands. Also feeling success in that. I know Pisces. I know a lot of Pisces. I was best friends with the Pisces. I probably was friends with my Pisces, best friends with my Pisces friend, like the most intensely for the longest period of time. And so I really like Pisces people. I like all people, but anyway, this conversation always is weird. I'm always like, why am I saying that? But I feel like there's this Pisces really feel failure when they have to let down a person, right? There's a real feeling of like, even if they're like a pain in the butt. And so there's a sense of victory that you're getting from this catharsis, from this ending. There's a real understanding of why it needed to happen and how it was detrimental to you. The next energy is the Page of Cups, new relationships. I suspect you're going to form like a friendly attachment to another water sign. And it's going to be very friendly and very nice and very healing. So you deserve a little bit of somebody who maybe idolizes you a little bit, somebody who thinks you're the bee's knees, somebody who thinks you're just super cool, somebody who just doesn't get bored of you. An easy relationship with someone on the horizon, okay? And it could be a romantic relationship or it could be a friendship. I'm getting more of a friendship vibe, like a female to female kind of energy. And if you're a guy watching, then you meet somebody who's just enchanting and lovely, and they're a nice friend to you as well, companion. What's manifesting from this is the new beginning. Didn't I say it? I wish that a fool. No, that was the last one. I got confused. Okay, so a new beginning happened. This already happened. This is all about closure now. Closure of that situation that happened. And then we have the Five of Angels. So there's that struggle in the recent past. Again, feeling like you've disappointed someone, that you weren't your best to someone, that they deserve better. And then we have the Two of Angels, a decision that you're going to have to make about how you're going to approach the situation, how you're going to be mature and face the music on things. The upcoming energy, Six of Wands. So the outcome is successful. Look at this card. Isn't it so pretty? I never really appreciated this one yet. So we have success, abundance, growth, elevation, and a companion through that. You have, I believe people come into our lives as spirit guides. And so, spirit guide is a spirit guide, like a literal spirit, but then there's also people that sort of channel that energy. Like we're all products of the matrix, haha, and so therefore, as you are going into your success, this person is helping you or guiding you, embracing you. And then we have a lot of people are coming out on an ace at the end. I like that. Ace of Wands. So creation, new success. So it's almost like excitement for something new. This person's like your hype team. They're like, go for it, Pisces. You go, like there's a real pat on the back here. And you needed it because you had to pull the plug on something and it was tough. It was really, really tough. Because you just didn't want to be that person. But I think a situation or a person left you no other recourse. You were backed into a corner, Pisces. Forgive yourself. You did the right thing. Okay? So now we have 2 more and then a bonus at the end for everybody. Let me say hi in chat, see how you guys are doing. Hi, and we have more super chats and more members. I'm not sure because I can't see it, but I'm just popping in. Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. So now let's take a look at your next sign. Okay, so we have Scorpio. Hey Scorpio. Oh, this is so interesting. Scorpio at the end, and Virgo. We know Virgo's last. Virgo gang. Hey girl. Hey. So Scorpio next. Okay, Scorpio. What's going on in your life? Ooh, the energy's real. Okay. So Scorpios, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to make the energy real. Now, Scorpiana's in the house. Hey girl, hey. Hey girl, hey. Thank you. All right, so let's take a look. I'm looking at chat now, so if you guys want to say hi, this is the time. So we have, let's see the direction, okay, of what's going on. So we have the stork in the upcoming energy. So a change of pace, a change of direction, pregnancy for some of you. Hey girl, hey. The little stork coming into your house and knocking on the window saying, baby's coming. Okay. And then you have the love below the surface, the heart. So there's a change in direction, an embrace of the direction in a different way. And there you, in an subconscious way, in this private way, you're receiving a lot of love. And it might be in your personal relationship, or it might be in your friends or whatever else. There's just a lot of love coming into your life. I feel like right until your Scorpio season, right until your birthday, I do feel like you will have this consistent energy through everything that's going on. Ironically, I feel like I do feel like oftentimes Scorpios, in a time of trouble, right? In a time of trouble for everybody else, I feel like Scorpios sort of experience better times. It's like a weird inverse thing. So when the sun is shining bright and everything's great, Scorpio is like, like life sucks. Some of them. But when things are kind of rough for people, that's when Scorpios are like, oh, it's such a nice day. It's that song by, I don't remember, it's like, I'm only happy when it rains. That's the lyric. I feel like that's the anthem for some Scorpios. So you are, and it can feel very weird. I have 4 Scorpio placements, so it can feel very weird when everybody else is distraught and you're like having a good time. You feel kind of guilty. So it's not about Scorpios wanting bad things for others. It just happens oftentimes that way. So you have this, a lot of love right until your birthdays, all this stuff coming in. We have the fox. So a clever person coming towards you with some very clever ideas and things to think about. The emergent energy is the choices, the paths card, right? So some decisions. You guys keep talking to each other. I close the chat so I can focus on the reading and not mess it up. Because, we did really good today, guys. And thank you for all the super chats or whatever. So I feel, Scorpio, I feel like you're really changing direction with things. And I feel like there's someone who's around you who has a say in that. They have something to say about it, to give you advice, maybe even like legal counsel. And I feel like you have to determine what you are doing and where you are going with things, and how like what are you going to choose to do. Here, let's take this activation. Unconditional love. That's nice. That's the heart, right? This activation brings you back to the state of pure bliss and energy of home. Feel it now. Nice energy. But so here it is. So this is going on in your subconscious and in your private life. And so I feel like, Scorpio, it's very tempting to be naughty. And I feel like you're in an environment with like a shrewd person or thinker. And I feel like there's a real chance that you will be tempted to be naughty and be like aggressive, you know, in the way that you choose to do things. This to me says don't mess it up, because you the thing that's karmically, the thing that's like the consequence, or the thing that's like, you know, when you bid, you put something like the thing that's of value that's at risk karmically is the love, because you're getting like full love, you're getting abundant, complete, whole love. And energetically, even if I feel like they're two separate situations, if you are too much influenced by fox energy, this kind of calculating, you know, plotting, scheming kind of stuff, then I feel like that will karmically, you're in the squish of love. Don't mess it up. I'm not sick. I get this little thing when I speak too early. And I don't think I drank anything yet today, so maybe that's where it's coming from. Okay, so now 3 points of healing for the Scorpianas in the house. Hey, so we have the Six of Wands. So feeling victory. You know, when we kind of get into the plotting, scheming side of things, it's often from a feeling of a lack of victory. And it's a form of trying to cut corners so that you create victory in your life. So you have the Six of Wands here, in which sense the feeling of victory is coming back into your life. You feel victorious, so therefore you don't need to go there. You don't need to be, you know, scheming and trying to choose and getting yourself stuck in a labyrinth trying to figure it out. Here is the next message. We have Justice, Libra. And so I feel like something that was unfair in your life is being brought into fairness. Something that was unfair in your life is being made right or correct. And it was something that you didn't have control over, and now things are getting more balanced and fair. So you don't have to, when you're stuck in a corrupt situation, unfairness or something of that type, it can feel very disempowering to not have control over what's going on, and it can feel very frustrating when you feel helplessness. And I feel like that helplessness is leaving you now. Okay? And then we have the Hanged Man, the upcoming energy that's healing. Also, what I'm picking up for you, Scorpio, is a lack of ability to choose when things change. And that can be frustrating. And I strongly believe that that is born out of the environmental factors that are upon you now. Like the external factors that are affecting you. You don't have, like, for example, these lockdowns that are happening around the world. We as individuals may have our own opinions, but we don't have that much to say about when it happens and how and why, right? Okay, so let's take a look at 5 cards. Oh, we have one slip through. Let's take a look. So we have the Queen of Trees, the Nurturer, Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. So this is what's manifesting for you. So you were in proximity to someone, male or female, who conveyed the spirit of victory and success, and it was a real trigger for you. And it frustrated you to no end that this person was so content, and you could see how they failed so many times, but you were irritated at the fact that their conception of their life, or their vision of themselves, and in a big part their life, was full of victory. They felt that victory, and that was irritating to you. Okay? And so I feel like that is something that, and that's so easy to do. I'm not throwing shade. I'm not being mean whatsoever. But what this person is in some way inspiration for you on how to be victorious in your life. You know, that person that you in your mind didn't deserve what they had, didn't deserve to be who they were. It was born out of your feelings of failure, and they were there to teach you to feel victory for yourself. You know, not a rebuttal, but actually feeling victory, right? Not as a rebuttal, just in and of itself. Here is the next message, 7 of Hearts. And there's, you know, gaslighting going on within your heart. We gaslight ourselves to tell ourselves we believe something, to make sense of something, da da da. And I feel like you're healing that, and you're getting clarity on things, because the excuses you've made for yourself, for within yourself, to make yourself feel, to compensate for the feelings of failure or inequality that you felt within yourself, permeated into an environment where there was a lot of false flags in your environment. And now you're clarifying that, and you're seeing where the real thing is. You're looking at the facts. This is what this is telling me, this is telling me, this is telling me. You're looking at the facts, and you're sort of you're tilting. They say in marketing, tilting. You're tilting it a little bit, which means you're shifting to the reality of the foundation of what you are. The next message is the King of Trees, a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, secondary transits in fire, Sag, Leo, or Aries. So in some way, look, you were in some way projecting onto the Queen of Trees, but you become the King of Trees. You become the architect of your own life. So in some way, it's not about being better than her or worse than her. That's the trajectory that you need to get yourself off of. It's about owning what you are in the best possible way, and then start making decisions in your life in line with that, in alignment with that. That's why fighting against, you're in that space of love. That's why coming out, if your energy's coming out of you in a fox-like scheming capacity, then what comes out of you is going to pervert this is a blessing that you're feeling it, right? And so you don't want to mess that up, because with that, if you project some kind of scheming energy into your circumstances, there's going to be reverberation of that back at you in some way, from somewhere. It's not specifically where or what. And that will destroy this, will tear away at it and undermine your foundation. And there's no reason for you to do that. So it's like, and you know, you have, this is the center card of the manifestation. So just grip down on who you are, and be thankful that the external factors that have disenfranchised you or undermined your ability to affect change in your life are now being removed, and things are becoming more fair for you. And also this consequence of waiting is also being removed. I think these two things go hand in hand for you. They're like external factors that held you back, that prevented you from going. It could drive anybody crazy, okay? But now it's getting out of the way, and now you can step into yourself. The next message is the Force, Luke. So we have the Strength, which is Leo. And therefore you can go more boldly and proudly in the direction that you want. And the outcome card is the Teacher, the Taurus. Everybody was getting this. A lot of people are getting this energy. clarity. Taurus ruled by Venus, right? And so with that comes authenticity, speaking from the heart, being authentic, being real, you know, just like, yeah. So I'm not pointing fingers at what was going on here. All people go through things, and especially when their environment's really hard, you know, it's really easy to be like light and bright when things are going your way, when you're getting what you want. But when that is limited, that's when, you know, our personal traits come out. So we all have them. It's not about one person being right, another person being wrong. And I think that's you don't want to get yourself into an environment again where one person is right, one person is wrong, because that will only undermine your progress. Okay, so boom. So Virgos, hi Virgos, there we go. Happy birthday, Virgos. And then everybody hang out for the last bonus reading for everybody else. So, okay, so let's rock and roll, Virgos. Was that too much of a lecture, you guys? I didn't mean to, it's just that's what came out. Scorpiana's like, can I have my $5 back now, please? But thank you, Scorpiana. Okay, good. All right, so now let's see Virgos. Virgos, happy birthdays. Let's see what's going on for Virgos. So this is September. I think in the intro I said 72 hours because I was playing around with like the theme of this, but I really wanted to do the healing and the manifestation for everybody. And I feel like today I'm not run off my feet. You can hear it in my voice, so I hope it helps. So we have birds on the communication. Control the narrative, Virgo, because if you don't participate in the communication, they're just going to talk amongst themselves. So it's like you have to in some way control, and look, this popped out. So you have to, in a situation around you, you are going to have to set the precedent and be the leader and make them listen so they're not talking amongst each other and perverting the narrative, like mixing it up with their game of telephone. You know, the game of telephone when you call and like for one person to another until it becomes a completely different message. The next message is the garden. Something really positive is coming in for you. There's new opportunities and a diversification of the things that you have to use. So you get more things to deal with now. There's things coming in for you that are going to make the more abundant possibilities. The emerging energy is the moon. So beauty is coming out. You're beautiful. Venus is heading her way into Virgo. So not only do we have Virgo season, but right after Venus is going to move into Virgo at the end of Virgo season. So that's exciting, right, girls? Venus in your sign is going to make you look extra pretty. So, hey, girl, hey, inside and out. Okay, so we have the moon in some way bringing beauty, and I feel as though this is your time to carpe diem, which means seize the day in Latin, which means that if you don't step it up, if you don't seize the day, then you have the perfect opportunity to make your stamp or mark your stamp on a situation that you're involved in. And so if you don't do that, this is the perfect time to do it. This is when they're going to pay attention. You're coming with maturity and you're coming with good looks. So that's like, shut them down. Birds are not necessarily ill-meaning, but they're just like mice. They're sort of a pest, right? They can be a pest. I don't think any animal is a pest, but I mean in a relation, like in terms of the cards. And so you have a strong opportunity to make your mark and set the precedent so that somebody else doesn't pick up what you're talking about or in relation to you, and in some way, you know, make their own way with it. So you can kind of leadership and lead and set the precedent here because they're listening, right? They're like, oh, Like, yeah, like I like so, and if you don't say anything, then birds are going to talk. So you just set your precedent, okay? Virgo, let's see your activation. We have flow. I think we saw this in one of the picker cards this week. You are in the flow of moving freely with the current energy of love. Whenever you bump up against anything, just let go and allow the flow to carry you onward. Okay, flow. Ebb and flow, right? Ebb and flow. So it's your time to be assertive, Virgo. It's your time to take the lead. Sometimes we fall back, sometimes we assert ourselves. So this is your time to kind of let people know, you know. So you let people know. And for you, the good thing is that it becomes less of a stressful relationship because there's going to be other things around to help diversify and grow. So things, more options, more opportunities, more options are coming in for you now, Virgo. 3 points of healing. Let's take a look at your cards. So we have the Hanged Man, very similar to Scorpio. You and Scorpio were the only ones. So stuck in a situation without being able to do something about it. External factors holding you back, and you want to go, but something's holding you back. So that's going to be, that delay is being released. So I feel it. I feel it for sure. I've had like a 6-month delay. It's been kind of nuts, but necessary things. I was working so hard before that there was a lot of unaddressed things going on. And so as a byproduct of like the bigger picture, that it gave me the opportunity to work on some of the things that were outstanding, and also within myself, like checking in with myself, fixing my heart. I hope, Virgo, you were doing the same thing. At the center of it all is strength and passion, Leo. So in some way, you once again feel the fervor, you feel like excitement and possibilities. I think that there was probably apathy from the lack of feeling ability to affect change. Apathy, a lack of feeling of ability to change things for what they are, and that made you less disengaged. And I feel like you're getting back into, like, you're hopeful here, like you're sort of glowing. You're sort of glowing. And then we have the Page of Pentacles, new beginning. So what's healing is the Page of Pentacles. You had begun something that turned out something new, something relatively new, that turned out full of problems. And that's going to generally heal. So whatever started out for you, that's what I'm kind of alluding to with like kind of sharing with you my personal take on it. But like I started something in the last 6 months, and it's been a freaking ride. Like my life was so consistent before that I could really prepare for things, and it's been a freaking ride. And so, and for you too, there's been this kind of, everybody, Virgos, right? You guys are getting this, like, you started something and it was time consuming, or was like, it was bumpy road to start, just not necessarily bad, but like just time consuming, draining. And so that situation is going to get worked out, or you're going to make it nice now. Now you're going to mold it into what you need it to be. Have you seen those little forms for cucumbers? So you put it around the cucumber and it's like a little heart, and so the cucumber grows into the shape of a heart. They do that with apples and pears and stuff as well. This is kind of like you're forming it, you know, you're forming something that's been kind of you started something new and it was your hands full, and now you're gonna fix that. It's not going to be such a messy thing. Okay, so next card we have the Universe. So travel, change of environment in the past, expansion in the past of the possibilities. Virgos, you guys recently shifted from where you were energetically to where you are now. So you're dealing with, you've gone through the glow up and now you're in a new environment, okay? And then we have the 10 of Wands. Like I said, heavy burdens, you know, manifesting. To build something great, it takes a long time. It takes a lot of effort. You need to step back and think about things. You need to process. And so that has been heavy and big in your life, but now things are getting lighter. That complexity is getting less complicated, and now you can just take a sigh of relief and share your thoughts. At the center of the energy is the Two of Hearts union. So in some way you're feeling good again about things. You've been distracted from feeling good. It's not that bad things have been going on, but there's been something that's been, or several things that have been weighing on you that have prevented you from feeling love and feeling happiness. There's been distractions and just a lot of like non sequiturs, a lot of tangents, a lot of extraneous things going on that you were tending to, keeping you away from really enjoying the love that is going on. And so now you get to step into that feeling of love here. Then we have the Queen of Stars, Queen of Wands, the Illuminator, Sag, Leo, or Aries, secondary transits in water, Pisces. Somebody has a great compassion towards you. This could be a man or a woman. So I feel as though somebody is really listening. Somebody has very, very deep compassion for what's going on for you. So look at this person. They're listening to you with their heart. So I feel like maybe they're your mouthpiece, you know, where the other birds aren't really like considering what they're chirping about. They're just like, just talking, right? But this person is emotionally connected, and that's you know, when someone recognizes what you are saying or what you are doing, it adds it so much energy, and it can't be faked. It can't be just like an approval. When somebody really feels it, it's magic. So that magic is going on. And then you have the Two of Wands, which in some way is appreciation and understanding. And like when you get on the same page with someone or with other people, then there's this like, rather than the perspective coming at each other, the perspective sort of opens up a world of opportunities. So you and this other person are in some way mind blown together. It's like, rather than, you know, discussing details about something that doesn't have vision in and of itself, participating in vision and getting inspired and going to the next level. So it's a really, really nice energy for Virgo. Definitely less stress, which I'm happy to see. I was actually very nervous about this reading, and I'm happy to see the way it came out. So you guys, do you want to do like a little bonus round for those of you guys who watched live with me today? Why don't we do that now? So what I'm going to do is just for whoever's watching, whoever needs a little bonus, I'm going to do the same reading for whoever is here. So, hi, and I'm reading the comments, and I'll read all your guys' comments later. And if there is a comment that has some, you know, like something serious about it, like a serious question, I'll try to answer it. So come back to this video and watch for my answer. So if you have asked something like something that requires an answer from me, then look for the comments in the comment section underneath the time caps, okay? So let's rock and roll. Let's take a look at what's going on for everyone. 2 hours, man. Holy shoot. Holy moly. Holy cannoli, Batman. Okay. Let's see where the world is going. Where the Veroosh gang is going. Let go. Yeah. Okay, so we have stars. So we're famous. Hey girl, hey. So famous, expansion, growing, just a bright horizon. Infinite possibilities are possible. Infinite possibilities are possible. Then we have the bear underneath the surface. Wisdom and maturity. Someone has your back, or some people have your back, who in some way, smart, people who see through BS, people who see through, you know, just maturity, a sound mind. Somebody has guided you. Maybe this is you. You have made some wise decisions, or maybe somebody is protecting you in a personal way, close to you. And then we have the Tower. This isn't the Tower in tarot, you guys. This is Lenormand. So this is success in business coming in. So the tide is turning in your favor or increasing in positivity with regard to business. New business opportunities coming in, success. The upcoming energy, you're almost at your goal. The Anchor is one of my favorite cards. It means that you've been on a long journey and you're almost where you need to be with things. Okay, so let's activate something. When I got these cards, I didn't really love them, frankly. I was like, okay, it's a little too kooky. But, you know, using them, I really love them. I really, really love them. And it was like, well, let's take this one. I know one of the signs got this, but I think this is for everyone. So we need to activate some DNA. So I'll do a pick a card at the end where you guys can choose, and I'll do 3, just one card from each, and you guys can pick your own DNA activation at the end, just in a minute. So hold on tight. So we have immortality, which is really nicely aligned with the stars. When this attitude is activated, you will no longer feel the energy to age, attract disease, or die. This is your divine blueprint, okay? Immortality. So it's like getting, you know, this has so little to do with the practical things. Like little things are not the energy that's happening here. The energy here is the big picture. A big chapter in your life is ending. Not ending, you've successfully completed it. You're on to some big thing. Something you've been waiting for is about to begin. This is expansion. This is very, very expansion. So now 3 cards for healing. Let's take a look. We have the King of Pentacles. Somebody around you was lazy. Somebody around you was lazy and they had caused you significant setbacks. That the influence of that laziness and that insincerity, because laziness is a form of insincerity when we're talking about it with regard to people who we're close to, that insincerity is being removed from your life. It's like a father who didn't work really hard to take care of the family, and then you had to hustle and bustle to like make up for lost time. And let's not blame the father. Maybe the mother did that, you know. But it's like kind of like a stereotype I used as an analogy. But this King of Pentacles is really about somebody was shortchanging you. Maybe it was your husband, maybe it was your wife, and there was this person's long gone, but the consequences remain, right? And you're clearing those out. Like those are now you're finally getting closure for them. The next message is the King of Wands. How many kings are we going to pull there, guys? King of Wands, Sag, Leo, or Aries. Somebody had control. Somebody had more status and privilege than you. And they kind of rolled over on you with what they were entitled to. They had money, you know, family wealth, whatever, and they had more privilege than you did, and you lost to that. And that's what's being healed. Like you're no longer at a deficit from the things that were stolen from you from people who were entitled. So that's beautiful. Remember, this is for all of September. At first I thought it was 72 hours, but now I realize these are much bigger readings. Maybe they'll start this weekend. I hope so. 7 of Pentacles. So for me, it looks like a lack of saving money affected your life. And like I was saying, like a father's that set you off on a bad path, or somebody who made bad decisions, like laziness, right? And so this lack of saving and consistency really was damaging to you in your life. And let's not blame your dad. Maybe it was a lack of job stability. Maybe it was a lack of stability in general. Whatever it was, there was a lack of ability to like build yourself up to a working level. I'm not talking like rich and famous. I'm saying like there was a lack of ability to get grounded and do something with things. And I feel like that these are huge things. So let's recap. Somebody's laziness that dragged you down is being removed. your suppression by people who are more privileged than you and who have more resources that trample you, roll over on you, that's being removed. And then the other thing that's being removed and that's healing is a lack of ability to create stability through saving money or saving your resources for a rainy day. You're getting access to continuity. You're getting access to the long term. Now, when a person lives paycheck to paycheck, when a person lives paycheck to paycheck, they can't emancipate themselves very easily. It's very hard to save when you're just making enough money to make ends meet. And it's especially sad if somebody in your family did that to you, put you in those circumstances. Maybe it's through ignorance, but you're the one who's hauling ass. So it's really nice to see that there's this expansion that's going on, this sort of like you're finding your freedom. That's a really beautiful thing. Maybe this is in some way mimicking or speaking to what's going on in the world. I wasn't thinking of it that way, but clamp down privileged people in power who are holding you from spending your national wealth. That's what happened in Canada. Like maybe some kind of like, this feels like a root out of this is the 13th one. So if you practice Ophiuchus, I guess this could be for you too, but this is for everyone. This is the most harsh. It feels like really disenfranchised energy that is being healed and removed, the blockages. Okay, so what's manifesting as a byproduct of this? So we have the moon. So there was hidden feelings. There's probably gaslighting going on. We're not doing anything. We're just having fun. Like that's a form of gaslighting. When parents, for example, are irresponsible and they put you in harm's way because they're having fun, many of you have felt that. Or maybe your husband, not wanting to save money, and you're like, but I think we should save. We're not getting younger. And he's eating his apple over there. Or she's eating her apple. I don't want to blame the guys, but there was a lot of like feelings that were unspoken, you SOB, like this really sucks. And so in some way those feelings are getting addressed. And also the shadow coming to, again, like bad energy, right? Like this is what was manifesting, holding you back. Like how do you say this? It was just like a pattern of inequality that was etched into your life, and you did your best to deal with it. That's not about that, but it just kept on pummeling you. So it was just very exhausting. But now we have the stars. So you have and you've gotten rest from that kind of punishing, evil, dark energy. And it could be through ignorance. I'm not saying you were married to a psychopath or your father's a psychopath. It might very well be just the way people do things. The upcoming energy, generosity, that's so healing for this, because not only are you saving for yourself and you're getting more power for within yourself, you're sharing with others. So that's the ultimate resolution to that energy. And then we have the Lovers as the outcome, union, trust, forming healthy relationships. I hope many of you are on your way to being within one of support and nurturing. I've mentioned this a couple times, and I mentioned it a lot in the past, but this Rona situation reminds me of this. When we're feeling discouraged about our potential for love and trust in our lives, especially during Rona, where things are looking bleak, they're looking grim, and things are getting scary, remind yourself that it is in those dark places that people can really bond. They can have that wake-up call. And all that superficial learning we've learned from advertising, everybody who was born in the 80s onward, I think has suffered from marketing and advertising on television really destroying the fundamental ways in which we bond and nurture each other. And so with the Rona situation, I hope that it wakes up for people. I hope people get their priorities straight about the importance of people in our lives, this bonding connection, being together with each other. So if you're waiting for somebody to wake up and, you know, open their heart to you, that's coming. If you're hoping for love and trust, I think and I hope that that's what's coming for you. Okay? So you're moving from the shadow and the moon, secrets and control, to embracing togetherness, loyalty, and trust and generosity after a period of rest, which you're probably in the middle of right now. So very, very nice energy. And you have the stars, infinite possibilities. So I took this card because it came up for everybody, but that was an option for one of the signs. So before I go, I want to give you guys an option to do a little pick a card so you can have your own personal activation, because it's so fun. These are so good. They're not like wow, and I don't like cards so much that I have to read, but the resonance of them is so beautiful and nice. So it's a nice simple pick a card. I'm just going to read each one. Oh, I like this one. So choose 1, 2, 3, and I'll read one for you guys, and hopefully that will activate something for you. Okay, 2.5 hours, you guys. Thank you for the super chats. That was really nice. Oh, Ron, thank you so much. Diana, that is, oh, that's Romanian. I'm like, okay. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you so much, my love. Okay. So now let's take a look. I don't know how much that is in, you know, dollars, but it doesn't matter. It's the generosity that counts. And Gita, thank you so much, my love. Okay, that's really cool. I don't feel that great about super chats, just so you guys know. I prefer memberships, but maybe once in a while we'll do it. Okay, so let's take a look at number 1. Oh, shoot. Did it freeze? No. Okay. So let's take a look at number 1. So we have, if you chose 1, you have ceremony. Life is a ceremony. With this attribute, you join in the dance and are fully able to enjoy every aspect of it. So that's really a nice message. So engaging in life, participation. And then this guy looks very Japanese, doesn't it? It looks like a temple. And we have the bridge. This attribute creates the bridge between right and left hemispheres of the brain, and between the head and heart, as above, so below. Ooh, so this means like a personal connection. I guess that's the head and that's the heart. So in some way there's a bond that is connecting all the things together. And then number 3, let's take a look. We have change. So for too long, change has been associated with loss and created fear. But change is one of the constants of how the universe works. Reconnect with it now. Yeah, so embrace the flux. That came up for Scorpios. That came up for Virgos. That came up for Cancers and Aquarians. So you guys, if you're an Aquarius, those change. And this looks kind of like a little Aquarius symbol. So I wish you guys the best with that. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I might post some weekend fortunes for your sign, since this turned out to be a month-long reading. Thank you guys for all the super chats and the new members. And I love you guys. And yeah, again, thank you very, very much. Have a wonderful time. This was really good and healing. And if you haven't checked it out yet, go check out my pick a card. This reading was inspired by my pick a card healing and manifestation reading. So good, and it was completely overlooked by the algorithm. For my it's kind of my fault because I haven't been posting that well, but I don't want you guys to miss the message and, you know, get the healing. So they're really good readings, and I really encourage you to check them out. The original pick a card reading I did is in the description, and I'll also link it right now. Okay, thanks you guys. I was also waiting for 222 to end because I don't like 222. 222 in tarot means lies, so I'm like, I don't want to end at 2 hours 22 minutes. Okay, but we can end at 2 hours 23 minutes. So